Thanks for tuning in to Hyper RPG. We're a premium live streaming channel on Twitch focused on digital and analog gaming. And this is Rabbit Stew, your daily update show. We're going to fill you in on what's going on in the channel and beyond.
And what's today about, Malika?
Oh, today is about a lot of things. Tuesday is gaming day
Woohoo!
on Rabbit Stew. And we have a new host here. This is Patrick Day. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Patrick. I love board gaming. I've been playing games pretty much my whole life, video games and board games. And I'm one of the owners of a local game store here in the Seattle, well, actually it's in the Seattle and Spokane area. There's 5 locations called Uncle's Games. So if you've been watching Hyper RPG for a while, I think you've probably seen us around. But hi everybody, I love games. I love all things gaming. I particularly love games where I have lots of people together. So even on the video game front, I've always been a fan of like co-op multiplayer where there's 2 people with controllers in the same room. So I think that goes, yeah. So I think that fits into the tabletop side too, right? Like I just like everybody. I like to hear everybody laughing or screaming at the same time or whatever, you know, like so.
Everybody's saying hi in the chat room.
Hi, hello chat room. It's nice to meet you.
So just a reminder, remember to follow Hyper RPG on Facebook and Twitter, and there is a community-run subreddit for Hyper RPG right now. So thank you, community, for creating that.
All right.
I'm about to create.
Yeah, I've actually been checking up on that subreddit a little bit.
Yeah, so that's a new place where we can talk.
Yeah.
So we have a fan pack. Bring up the fan pack, Joe. This is a fan pack I brought up last week, and it is something that the community has been asking for. There is a business card. This is the back of the design.
Wait, does this mean that anybody can make a Hyper RPG business card?
Yes. So this is the back. Well, this is the front right here. So
that could
it's
be dangerous.
This is just kind of like a general one that says hello at Hyper RPG, our Twitch and our Facebook and our Twitter and all those things.
So if you want to be an official fan, go get your own fan-made business card.
Yeah, so just go to bit.ly/Chase the Rabbit, capital C, capital R. So this is like a Twitter banner that you can put up, and it's kind of matching our new like UI design that we rolled out last week.
I really like the new. I love everything about the new rollout.
Awesome.
It's fantastic.
And here is a flyer. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. It features some of our favorite hosts. Yeah.
All right.
And
kind of a shark suit. That's like my favorite part.
Yeah, absolutely. The shark is, it's...
So this morning,
okay.
you guys tweeted out about me being on the show, and there's like, Ryan dancing the shark suit.
Yeah.
And I basically had to leave that GIF up full screen on my computer the whole morning while I was getting ready because my 3-year-old son is just like,
interrupt
so into that. So
because I can do that. I get to do it. I get to interrupt. Do you like it when it? Oh.
So all about the shark suit. Hi, Zach.
Hey, what's up, Patrick? Good to have you here today.
Why, thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
It's really nice of you guys to invite me on.
I'm going to remind everybody that is in our Discord to go join the games channel right now and sit there because I will be giving out free keys to Streamline.
Ooh.
We'll be playing tonight and testing out their new stream mode system.
I like free things.
I have 30 codes to give away, so if you are a subscriber, make sure you head over to our Discord channel on games, and I will get out. Oh, they can hear me. I project.
I can project too.
No, they can hear me.
Okay.
So I thought this show was really cool, but I think I want free stuff. So.
Free excuse me.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying free stuff. Like.
So we were we were talking about the shark.
The shark and how my 3-year-old son is like totally into the shark.
Oh, awesome.
So,
I handcrafted that
No.
last night.
You did?
To tweet at you.
I thought you were about to say you handcrafted the shark suit.
No.
Malika is no joke.
No. But it's really hard to find things that look good inside a triangle.
Oh.
And the shark was kind of the perfect shape, so I put him in the center, in the middle. Yeah. So that's a PDF, and then we also have a printable postcard size thing. And where's my mouse? It's over here. And Hyper RPG kind of profile pic or logo, and also this one's Twitter ready, the other one's a Facebook ready banner. So go ahead, bit.ly/chase the rabbit, capital C, capital R, the rest are lowercase, and download your free goodies.
You can actually like hyper RPG theme your entire computer. It looks like.
Absolutely, and it sounds like they're also going to be adding a wallpaper for all our RPG shows. So for those of you who watched Vanquish last night, there's already a cool wallpaper, and they're going to throw that in the folder. So make sure you check it out because it's just gorgeous. It's really beautiful. We have HBS artists making the illustrations.
Awesome.
So
I'm actually really good friends with some of those artists, so that's exciting.
Yes.
In fact, one of them plays in one of my D&D games, and I had never run a D&D game where we had a professional artist who could do character art for all
oh
the
my
characters.
gosh, like while you're, oh my
Totally
goodness.
changes everything about
That
the game,
sounds
right? Like,
awesome.
It was amazing. Yeah.
I want to be invited to those kinds of things. Let
Yeah.
me know. After Rabbit's, oh, actually, excuse me. How could I have forgotten? We have a very special guest today at 2:15.
We do. I'm pretty excited about this.
His name is Jonathan Lavalley, and he's creator of J'Accuse, and we used to be friends.
Yeah, and
which
I
is
actually
some upcoming games, right?
checked out J'Accuse a little bit when we were at the Gamma Trade Show, and
Uh-huh.
it looked pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of Kill Dr. Lucky, like the whole idea of you have to murder somebody but not get caught, I believe, is kind of the premise of it.
Yep, I'm gonna
So-
pull it up right here so the chat room can see.
And
And if our internet, there we go, J'Accuse.
yeah, and Smirk and Dagger, those guys are really on a roll for making games right now.
Can you tell me something about Smirk and Dagger?
They're kind of a new indie publisher.
Oh, cool.
But they have some really cool. I'm trying to think of the name. There's another game they have that's basically like a werewolf or coup style game, Hidden Identity.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But with like way more players, and I
Our
can't remember the name.
chat room loves that kind of stuff.
I know, and
we
so
should
I
definitely
saw
play
that
some.
at Gamma as well. So yeah.
Awesome. So also on Grab Bag, I'm the host. It's coming at 3 p.m. If you don't know what Grab Bag is, it's a show where we create a new board game from existing board games.
That's insane.
And on Twitter, if you go to HyperRPG's Twitter and you look at the pinned tweet, you can actually have a chance to vote on the theme.
And what themes do we have?
The themes that are available is it's
Hey.
see it. It says
It's Western, noir, fantasy, and horror.
What would you vote for? You can cast.
Well, all right.
'cause Zach doesn't have the the
It depends
sense
on
to
whether
log in.
it depends on whether
Or
I
log
troll
out.
you guys or not. Because
troll.
well, here's the thing: fantasy and horror games. There are a lot of board games
Yeah.
that are in those themes.
For sure.
So that seems like that would be the easy way out. Like if we
Easy
gave you
way out.
fantasy,
Okay.
you're gonna make a dungeon crawl or something, and you're
Well,
gonna
that
be good.
doesn't. Hey, no faith in our imagination.
What I'm saying is, if we gave you noir or western,
Okay.
that is
I want
far
Western,
more
but
difficult.
That's my personal.
yeah.
Okay.
That is far more
Western?
difficult. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for it. Let's see what's winning. Vote. Ooh, Noir is winning by
Noir.
46%.
Well, then people are really gonna
Fan
like
favorite.
when we play Used to Be Friends. in a
Yes,
little bit.
absolutely.
So, that's
And
awesome.
our special guest is Spite House Games, and they are crazy people. They are crazy creative.
Define
And,
crazy.
I'm just gonna show the teaser for their brand new project. It's a game that's based off of their own comic book universe, but it is really interesting.
Right.
So we'll just cue that up. And I think it speaks for themselves, but they do a lot of stuff. They do comic books
Oh, awesome.
and like video games,
Multifaceted creative.
yeah, and videos and people and films for Kickstarter. It says it has like a robot shrugging its shoulders. I don't know if it's loading or
Well,
not.
one of the things I want to say is I'm really excited to do this show with you, Malika,
Sure.
for this kind of stuff because I love how all these genres are bleeding together.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I think it's cool how Hyper RPG is almost like the melting pot of genre.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. I mean,
fantastic.
Twitch is kind of like, if you watch Twitch Creative, it's like the future for creators.
Yeah.
There's music people and film people and gamers. It's awesome. And I'm so glad they're starting to create different categories for them too. So it's not
Yeah.
just all creative. So it's really, really interesting stuff. They're just shrugging their shoulders. I'm going to move
down
on
those
because
walls.
we have a lot of stuff to cover today.
Yeah.
Also,
Sorry.
as you saw, Zach came in and mentioned that we're playing Streamline with the devs of Proletariat and the chat room. So make sure you're on our Discord. That's for our subs.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure, ask away.
What's Streamline?
Streamline is something here we go. You know what? I'm not going to make this up because they already worked on this. Viewers can ratchet up the pressure by voting for one of a selection of rule changes that might, for example, turn the floor to lava or force the players to walk sideways like a crab for a period of time. They also bet on which runner can clock up the most points and even play bingo against the viewers. So it's an interactive game.
Okay.
And the developers are looking for feedback, so it's so awesome that they're bringing this game here, and that we'll be able to test it on our community and actually give them feedback.
It seems like it's Calvin Ball, but where we get to play the role. The viewers get to play the role of
think we
Calvin.
have-
They make up the rules,
Is there
right?
a trailer here or something?
See it.
Let's see. All right. Oh, okay. I can't see. Taller person needs to sit here. But
Or Joe needs to shrink the camera.
I don't know if we can hear it or if they can hear it, but that's basically what it is.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, that actually does really look.
Is she
polished.
wielding a stop sign? Like, is that a thing that's happening?
I have no idea because I'm too short to see the screen.
I think they're wielding a stop sign.
I see a stop sign now, and it says where broadcasters play, and then I can see the top half.
That is pretty hardcore. I've seen some pretty amazing, weapons out of random objects, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody rip a stop sign down.
Sure. So yeah, it actually kind of reminds me of Sunset Overdrive.
Okay.
Where they have a vinyl gun and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really bright. So this looks like
This
it's
is
gonna
awesome.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks
and I'm
really
excited.
fun. I'm ready to play.
Yeah, to show it off, and we're giving away 30 Steam keys. Isn't that awesome?
Free stuff hype.
It's just I don't know. It's turned up here. Should it be turned up over here?
We don't want to
Okay.
wreak havoc on your audio quality,
Right.
Joe.
Yeah, I think I just should be taller. I can't see the bottom of the chat screen or...
It's my fault, actually, now that I look at it, because I think this camera's on me, and I'm tall.
Yeah, it's
and that
all your
camera's on
fault.
you. I think I ruined... I'm sorry, Malika. For those of you watching, you can't see, I'm actually 6'7", so... because I'm sitting right now. So
I don't know. I don't think I'm short when I sit, but I guess not.
I get down like this, Joe.
Oh, here it is.
We good?
Here we go. We're going to watch a little bit of this trailer for Streamline, the game we're playing later today at 6.
You gotta wait till I get in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Joe.
Run, Joe, run.
Walk faster.
Everything is fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is absolutely wonderful. Thank
It's
you
such
very
a cool
much.
thing where you get to get... All right, sorry.
Are we ready? Okay, we're
Let's do it.
watching the Streamline announcement trailer from Proletariat.
This is great. We got a good group of players here. Bunch of folks from our community. And El Petry's in the game as well. I don't think I've played once with El Petry.
You're gonna have to read the text.
Oh, gotcha, Soul Digs.
The title?
Yeah, because I can't see the screen.
We're broadcasters. Play with me. We're
Sorry, Kayla.
No, Soul Digs trying to slop.
So I guess the basic idea is that as you're watching on Twitch, you
All
can
right,
change
so lock
the
in your
game.
bets. Got a minute left. And let's vote on some fun mods, guys. Let's see some moon
kinda like
boots.
the
Let's see
Hunger
some maybe,
Games.
let's see some maybe concrete shoes. Let's see some lava floor.
Choice change.
Oh no, it's there! You guys are the worst for giving me nerves.
Oh, it's a fun noodle.
Yeah.
Oh. It's pretty cool.
Streamline. That looks
Oh,
awesome.
it's 2 for 1.
And addictive.
Later, Brackley.
Yes, that looks like it could be a lot of fun.
It's like
and-
starring on your own reality TV show as a video game.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely right. So if you want to get in on that action, we're going to be playing that at 6 p.m. tonight.
All right.
So we're trying a new segment today, and we're going to do game designer profiles.
Woohoo.
And today is Ken Wong. For those of you who don't know, Ken Wong is the creator of Monument Valley. Did you
Okay.
know that?
I didn't know that.
So for those of you who don't know Monument Valley, are you a fan, Patrick?
No.
Oh,
So bring me along for the
okay.
ride.
So Monument Valley is this gorgeous, check this out, look at this art. It's a story of forgiveness. You are this character right here, and you
Okay.
solve puzzles. And it's
Okay,
a
I love
beautiful
puzzles.
Premium game for mobile, and yeah, it's all about like crazy geometry. So you know, you flip things around and that kind of thing. And it's just so gorgeous. And here are some of the sketches, and you can see how everything kind of fits together.
I think I remember seeing a DigiPen submission for a game competition that did a lot of this kind of stuff. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. So this game actually won App of the Year.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
From Apple, and it's just a really beloved, amazing game.
Does this mean I can't play it on Android?
I think you can play it on Android now. It came a little bit later. So yeah, iPad Game of the Year. Lots. Yes, these are all the awards. It's got a. Wow, I had no idea.
That's a lot
it
of
also
awards.
got a BAFTA.
That is not
So,
messing around.
Before this amazing game happened, it kind of seemed like this game came out of nowhere because Ken Wong was not known as a game designer, but he was known as an art director and a games artist. So I'm actually going to pull up his.
Very like top-down design, right?
So I'm gonna pull up his art. So he was a long-time concept artist, and if you see,
Wow.
he's just so talented. And I've
Seriously.
been following him for years. He's actually like somebody I look up to in the industry. And what I love about him is he has a style, but he can actually change and adapt his style.
I think
Yeah.
that
So
is
he's
always a reflection of a really talented artist.
absolutely. And if you look here. You can see also his game art, which is a different style, right? And then also Monument Valley. So, like, wow, somebody so incredibly talented who can do kind of flat cell shaded, painterly stuff.
I wanna
and
play that
design
Street Fighter.
things. Exactly. And he does fan art too. Like, he's just a nerd, right?
That's
Like, he
amazing.
just loves games. I love his art. And he's known for Alice Returns and American McGee too. So, I think. there
Oh,
might be
yeah.
some-
American
you can-
McGee's Alice.
Yeah.
I haven't played the second one, but American McGee's Alice is easily like
Yes.
top 10 game for me.
And so you can see there's some of his
Oh my
art on his
gosh.
website. And years ago, like before all the Monument Valley stuff,
Yeah.
and before like people were bowing at his feet and being amazed at everything that he designs, I wrote to him when I was in middle school.
This is
and I was
adorable.
like,
Wait, hang on. Middle school Malika. Go on.
I like
Mental picture.
I loved Alice in Wonderland. I was going through like my emo phase,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's like a goth if you're like an artist in middle
Okay,
school and
sure.
you're like you write sad poems when you're 14 years old. And I was like, dude, I loved your Alice in Wonderland webcomic. What happened to it? Why'd you take it off your website? Because it was incredible. And he was like, oh, I wasn't like too proud of that. And I was like, what? Because it was
How
gorgeous.
can you not be proud of it?
And he still sent me the link anyways. And he was like, but if, for your reference, here's the link. So he's
Wow.
just like an incredible guy who will even answer
Approachable.
emails from middle school artists.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this like link
That is sick.
fan art.
That's so
it's
cool.
gorgeous.
Look at those eyes.
I know. Look
I
at
would
the
not
eyes.
mess with that link.
Absolutely. So I have a question for you, Patrick.
Uh-oh.
I loved Monument Valley because it was clean, it was beautiful, and the mechanic was simplistic. It was just kind of you just flipped levels open with your finger. It was perfect for touch.
Gotcha.
If I were to play a tabletop game looking for the same thing, a nice clean aesthetic and just kind of a simple mechanic,
Sure.
what should I approach?
I think that maybe Tokaido.
Tokaido.
So if you just
Tell me
pick
about
up
Tokaido.
and roll out Tokaido.
I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Sure. So it's an Antoine Bauza game. Talk about another big name in game design. We'll have to do a profile on him sometime.
Absolutely. Maybe next week.
But Tokaido is basically the idea that you are all traveling on this ancient road in Japan, the Tokaido Road. But it's very simple, like so simple that I've actually taught it to exchange students
Oh,
who
interesting.
barely spoke English.
Oh,
Because the iconography on the board is so clear that people can just immediately grasp it.
That's amazing.
So that's really awesome.
And that always takes a lot of work too to get like icons that are easily understandable.
There's a whole art to that.
Yeah, it's like creating your own language.
It really
Oh,
is.
and it was on tabletop.
It was on tabletop, absolutely.
Awesome.
But it's very elegant.
Yeah, it does
and
look
it's kind of
elegant.
chill. So some people don't like it
Right here.
because it's kind of a relaxing game. In fact, part of the game, the idea of the game is you're on this road and
Right.
enjoying
That's what
the
I
journey.
want, though.
Right,
I
right.
need to relax.
But if you have like a really intense person that's going to be like this the whole
Yeah.
time, they might not enjoy the game as much.
Oh,
But if you want a nice, relaxing game that you can actually take some like more hardcore gamers,
Right.
but also take like, you know, maybe in-laws or whatever who aren't as experienced in
Oh.
gaming, a lot of times Tokaido is a good one to roll out.
That is a good idea because next week is Father's Day and we're going to have some in-laws visiting.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, if you're like...
And people are saying in the chat room Malika would love it. So I trust you guys.
She would like it.
and I should play it maybe with my in-laws next weekend.
There are times where I want to play Seven Wonders, which is
Yeah.
another game by this guy, but Seven Wonders is a little more complex,
Oh,
and so
so
I'll
this
bring
is the same.
I'll bring
Okay.
Tokaido out first to kind of.
Interesting. So that's Anthony. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. So we have some special news brought to you by our mods. Oh, by the way, if you're just hopping in, you're watching Hyper RPG, a premium live streaming channel focused on digital and analog gaming. I'm Malika.
I'm Patrick.
We're on Rabbit Stew, and we're just talking about what's happening in games right now.
Yeah, and what's really cool, I think, is when we say games,
Yeah. We
usually
mean all
certain
games.
audiences will immediately think of board games, and certain audiences will immediately think of video games. We're talking all things games.
All things gaming.
So-
even big games.
Yeah, even
I love-
big games.
I love big games.
Even like kind of augmented reality games. We're gonna be talking about a little bit
Augmented
later, or like
VR.
what's the word I'm looking for? The out in reality games, like
You mean like big games?
yeah, like big
Or alternate?
alternate.
There's alternate
I'm
reality
thinking like
games and
Ingress and like
Yes,
the
yes.
Pokemon.
those are alternate reality
Go
games.
coming and yeah.
Yeah.
Alternate reality
Just like
games.
I Love Bees, alternate reality.
yes, I Love
games.
Bees.
Yes. So our first news tidbit is from ETX.
Hey,
Why don't you
I'm
catch
wearing a
up?
shirt.
The audience about ETX if they didn't watch us.
Sure. So
ago.
ETX is kind of newer. It's on its second year. Well, now we're moving into year 3, I guess. Board game.
goodness.
I know, crazy.
Any dates out yet?
No dates out yet.
Okay.
But that might change within the next 3 weeks or so. But anyways, it's a young board game convention down in Tacoma, so just about an hour south of Seattle.
And a really awesome one.
Yes.
It's like young and hot.
It's young and hot. It's the young and hot board game convention. I'll go with that. So we this year for the first year had the Lucy Award,
Right.
Which I found out I was pronouncing it wrong. It's not the Lucy Award.
Okay,
it's the Lucy
it
Award.
is Lucy Award.
The Lucy Award.
after
So
the octopus.
I had. It's pretty cool. There's a guy you had when you were at Lucy named Thomas. I had this idea that we should have our own gaming award because what's cool about this area, and I hope we can
Yep.
really show the viewers this
Absolutely.
over time, is there's so much in the board game design world
Mm-hmm.
here. You have, of course, the big guys like Wizards of the Coast here, and you have, Lone Shark Games, and you have so many Calliope games, so many game publishers. So I thought, man, if we could collect some of these established game designers and have them look at some indie game designs, they could basically vote and we could give an
Absolutely.
award, right?
Yeah.
I was like, this is my idea, Thomas. Go make it a thing. And he did. And Thomas is amazing. And so he came up with the Lucy Award.
And not last weekend, but the weekend before, I got I got an opportunity to interview all the nominees, and
Yeah.
one of them, which was one of my personal favorites, and the People's
I was going to
Choice
say, it
Award.
was overwhelmingly the favorite at the convention of just general attendees. Overwhelming.
Yes. So it was Dice of Crowns, only $10, guys. I'm gonna play the video, and we will learn about it.
Dice of Crowns.
I love this.
It's so epic.
The old king is dead. Ancient rivals vie alongside young upstarts for his throne. To be crowned, a sovereign must strike 3 valid claims. Yet every treacherous step is a roll of the dice.
This is going to the game play.
Yep. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
One of the reasons it definitely won People Choice Awards is I'm sure chat will confirm this. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
likes rolling dice.
Yes, everybody does love rolling.
If you
dice.
don't like rolling dice, then I don't know how to help you.
Well, also, so the aim of this game is to win the crown
Right. Everybody likes being the king as well. Is that what you're saying?
or the queen
Or the queen? Sure.
or royalty.
the yes.
So that takes you through the gameplay. So yeah, if you get a crown, you can make a claim to the throne if
Okay.
you get a dagger.
You can stab somebody.
And then you can also send messengers, and you can also return those messengers dead on arrival.
Oh, interesting. What's interesting is I didn't get a chance to play this because I was so busy running ETX
Yeah.
that I would have loved to have had that kind of time. But
So I'm gonna let you guys check out the rest of this game
yep.
on your own. Look at it on Kickstarter. It's only $10, guys.
Yeah, it comes in like a tiny little
It
box.
fits in an Altoid tin size container. You could put it on your back pocket. It would be a great game to play, I think,
If you like
while you're waiting for your food
exactly,
at a restaurant or
if you,
something
like
that.
Love Letter
Yeah.
or any of those kind of small games you can pop out, I think this would be perfect.
I think
for
he
you.
needs to sell it near the cash register. It's like one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
So congratulations to Brander. Dice of Crowns was awesome. And I forgot to mention, last night there was a special event. Did you tune in?
Are we talking about Valiant?
Yes, we are talking about our new Valiant show.
So I
Vanquished.
unfortunately am really busy during the day, but I usually try to catch up on what's going on here in the
Yeah.
evening by like watching the rebroadcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely did, and it had some really cool, unique ways that you're doing the streaming. I love the way the plot points can be purchased. They're called plot
Yes,
points, right?
right,
Can be
exactly.
purchased through donations. I think that's really smart. I think that's really cool, and I'm curious to see how that affects long-term gameplay. And I also caught some of the role play, and everybody looked pretty natural up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to see in the chat room. Let me know if you watched Vanquished last night. I want to see kind of what our participation is. I'm actually really excited about the characters themselves
Okay.
and kind of a new way to tell stories.
Was there a character specifically that you're?
I love all of them. I'm really excited about Rosalind's character.
Okay.
And Scott's character is kind of a plot point where everybody can kind of complain about the job he's doing. I really liked AJ. I'm really sad that Beta died on DFA.
No,
but
AJ
I'm
was
so,
what I saw.
yeah.
Who was rocking it.
I was pretty excited. He was wearing his purple shirt and everything. So if you're pretty excited about the Valiant Vanquished show, we're going to include the Vanquished wallpaper in our fan pack.
All right.
And tune in for next week and spread the word.
So is the name of the show Vanquished, and you're playing
Vanquished.
Valiant? Okay.
And we have to we're playing the Valiant RPG
Yep.
by Catalyst.
Awesome.
Do you have any little background about that kind of stuff?
I have a lot of background with comic books and with RPGs. I have never read Valiant, and I have never played the Valiant RPG, so I am totally failing you on this particular point.
Oh, that's fine.
I've played a bunch of other superhero RPGs like Champions, and Aberrant is a big one that I love. I love Aberrant, but I just missed Valiant. But I heard Valiant has movie coming, right? So I got to catch up because I'm
Yeah.
kind of losing geek cred. I feel
Yeah.
like not having
Well,
read
what
it.
was really cool was they were actually tuning in from the set of their new film.
What? That's
I
amazing.
know, like no pressure.
That's so amazing.
All right,
Wow.
so people say the wallpaper is beautiful. Everybody's saying it was a first great episode. It was great.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Pilot for the show.
Yeah.
And we're working directly with Catalyst and Valiant.
Those guys are great. I love Catalyst. That's
Yeah.
another local publisher. They're so great. So
And it's another
Lauren
reason to
is
read the
fantastic.
comic books because all those universes are like tied together.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
isn't
wait.
that interesting?
All those universes in
Like-
Catalyst?
like-
Like
no, no, no,
Shadowrun?
no,
and,
no, 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 no.
It was like, how
Valiant.
does that
The
work?
Valiant
Okay,
comics.
okay.
Like, yes. Okay.
I mean, if there were superheroes running around Shadowrun, I wouldn't necessarily complain.
I wouldn't either. Meanwhile, in Germany, we did mention the Spiel des Jahres.
Yep.
Jahres.
Spiel des Jahres, yep. I don't speak German. That's my wife's prerogative.
Look
so
in the upper right-hand corner. You could just click it.
it doesn't watch this. At least it didn't work for me. Look, And then,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
wait. Click on that.
Maybe they updated
They finally
it. Yeah,
updated
finally.
it. Looks like
So
a PDF.
I just wanted to hear from you, since
Yeah.
you are one of the owners of Uncle's Games.
Sure.
What are you most excited about, Patrick? What do I have to check out? With
On that
myself?
list,
Yeah,
you
like
have,
all of them.
All right. Well, you really have to check out Pandemic Legacy.
Yeah, Pandemic Legacy.
You have to
Okay.
you have to play Pandemic Legacy. And Pandemic Legacy, I got to tell you, is the most frustrating game in the world to sell.
Why? Why is that? If it's so good and everybody has to play it.
Because the game, so the way Pandemic Legacy works
Mm-hmm.
is as you play the game, you're writing on cards, you're tearing open boxes, and the game is changing, and there are literal spoilers in the game.
Oh, thanks for following Pipeworks.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Remember,
All right.
we are a community-run channel. We exist here for you guys.
I feel confirmed. One person followed us while I was on
Yes,
the air.
thank
All right.
you. Support Patrick. Please follow Hyper RPG.
So Pandemic Legacy, because it's got spoilers in it, when you're holding the game in your hand, you want to be like, and this happens, and this happens, and it's so awesome when and you can't tell them any of that.
Oh, but that
So you're
sounds
like-
like it would be a lot of fun.
But you're like, just trust me. Just
Yeah.
trust me. This game is amazing. So Pandemic Legacy, really, we were talking about this actually while you guys were voting, while people were voting. Pandemic Legacy could change board gaming forever.
Oh, how? In what way?
Because currently, so the thing about a video game is that when you play a video game, you play through it and it's done, right?
Yeah,
That is not true with board gaming.
that's true.
You play a board game, you put it on a shelf, and you pull it back down. And it's much harder for you to tell story that way. But with Pandemic Legacy, you are able to add a level of narrative that you just aren't able to
Oh.
normally do in a board game. Because,
Thing.
and again, spoilers, there are things I want to tell you that happen in
No,
Pandemic
no, no,
Legacy,
no,
and
no
you're like,
spoilers.
what?
No,
I can't
okay.
believe it.
You sold me on it. I'm
All
gonna
right,
try
it's
out
amazing.
Pandemic Legacy.
It's so good.
Actually, what's amazing about Uncle's is you can borrow games, right?
Yeah, well, at the stores. Yep,
Yes,
yep,
at
yep.
the stores.
So
if
the
you're
stores all
local.
have play areas, and actually several of the stores have play areas because they're in malls,
Mm-hmm.
out in the mall.
And then they also have like little meetups too. so you
Yeah,
make
absolutely.
friends,
Yeah.
so-
There's every night there's something going on.
So support your local board gaming
Yeah,
store.
Like if
and-
you're near us, please come to Uncle's. But really, a big thing about the industry, if you'll notice, is there's not as many of like the big chains.
Right.
And so the industry is really big on you supporting your local game
Yes,
store.
absolutely. So support your local game store and try out.
matters.
I have a few games. So I have Tokaido and
Awesome.
Pandemic Legacy. I definitely want to check out.
And you've played
anything else?
Codenames. You love
Oh,
Codenames.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I love those single.
So
mechanics.
we're friends with the guys at Czech with Joshua Githens.
Uh-huh.
He's out in North Carolina, but he came out for PAX last year.
Right.
And because of that, we had Codenames. It was just like 2 or 3
Right.
weeks before it came out.
Right.
But I am kidding you not. At Penny Arcade Expo, people were like hopping barricades and like figuring
Really?
ways to sneak into the expo.
Oh my gosh.
Just so they could
That's for-
line up to get
for
Codenames.
Codenames?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Because
that's
they're like,
awesome. Mm-hmm.
I need this game. So yeah, that game is fantastic. And Time Stories is one you might want to check out that's on the spiel list as well, because it's kind of this mystery narrative story. It's cross between a board game and a role-playing game.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's if you really were into, say, choose your own adventure books or that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Oh, I love those things.
Yeah.
That's
So
how I actually start a lot of my video game designs. Is I make a little
Really?
twine, like choose your own adventure for sure.
that's awesome.
If they're story driven.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if that is something that would appeal to you,
Yeah.
Time Stories is also really unique. That's kind of the thing that's coming to board gaming, right? Is narrative. How do we
Narrative.
add
Well,
narrative?
also, I mean, it's so there's this thing, guys. It's called ludonarrative dissonance. This is what we talk about in grad school for game design.
Okay.
And it's basically when the mechanic kind of disrupts the narrative. And
Got
the
you.
example they gave that kind of made this term popular
Yeah.
was Uncharted, where Nathan Drake is this
Love
awesome
Uncharted.
guy. He's handsome and
Have you ever
cool.
heard Aaron Kirby's like Uncharted 2 story?
We're gonna get to that maybe someday. But basically, but he goes around and shoots people and just like leaves them there on the ground. So there's some kind of ludonarrative dissonance between the mechanic, which is going around and shooting things to progress the story, and the story itself, where it's like, I don't know if that lines up. So now people are trying to find ways to tell a story through a mechanic that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's a new thing, and a lot of AAA games are actually, I think, behind some of the indie games.
What would you call the best current example of that?
Oh man.
Like I'm gonna teach about this in a
tough.
class.
That's tough.
Okay.
But a lot of Journey and like
I love
Firewatch, those
Yep.
kinds of games that are kind of more explorative driven.
Okay, yep.
But a story unfolds.
Kind of like
through
Shadow
that.
Colossus. Was
Yeah.
Kind of like that, where-
So that's just one way they could do it.
Okay.
But I think there are new ways to be discovered regarding finding mechanics that stories can be told through in games.
Okay.
I have faith. A lot of
Yeah.
people are like, it's not going to be like a movie, but it's not.
I
think it's
noticed
better.
on yesterday's grab bag, or not grab bag,
Yesterday.
on yesterday's rabbit stew, that even Kirby was talking about how narrative is a thing that's being added to wrestling, which
Oh,
I don't know anything about
absolutely.
wrestling, but that's like, it's interesting. Like
Well,
board
they're all
gaming is gaining
characters,
narrative,
right?
wrestling is gaining
and
narrative.
there's conflicts. That sounds like a story.
We're all
Conflict,
suckers for story.
characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, speaking of suckers, I'm sorry, guys. The SAG asked video games industry to create vocal safety standards. So this is something that's been kind of trending in the news on Polygon and Kotaku. And so the SAG is basically asking the California safety regulators to investigate the mistreatment of voice actors.
So can you explain this a little bit to me? So is the idea to prevent people from having to like talk in gravelly voices so much that they lose their
Well,
voice? or-
right here it says, White claims that as video game narratives continue to expand, like we were just talking about, voice actors are being asked to create sounds that go way beyond a safe pitch zone.
Okay.
So they're doing damage to their bodies,
Right,
their
right,
vocal
right.
cords. And actually, right here, this is the letter, and then it's kind of like a call to action for the video games industry to, take responsibility.
Right.
And what's interesting about this is the video games industry historically, and I don't know if the tabletop industry has been this way as well.
We're too poor. Go on. Sorry.
Everybody who's in the industry, and I feel like I can say this because I'm in it and I have been around it and I have taught it,
Yeah.
is a sucker. And and what I mean when I say us game devs are suckers
When you mean
is we freaking love this shit so much. We
Your
don't
passion.
go into games to get rich or famous.
Right.
Do I
That's
know anybody
Very true in board gaming.
who's created in these games? Of course not. I love the games. I don't know what the dude looks like. I just learned what Ken Wong looked like after following him for years
Right.
because I saw him speak at GDC. I had no idea he was this Asian guy with pink hair.
Gotcha.
Anyways, so we're all suckers
Yes.
because
we're passionate.
we're passionate. And unfortunately, because of the way business works, that means people can get underpaid
Really unfortunate.
and just kind of not treated fairly. So I don't know if you
Definitely seen
remember or in the chat room if you guys have heard of EA Spouse. That was a huge thing. You guys
Yes.
can look up EA Spouse.
That was a talk that was.
Yeah, that was the talk of the town.
That was like the worst. Yeah,
That
that
was
got
the
passed
worst.
around even in the board gaming
Yeah,
industry. People were
absolutely.
like,
And-
what is this?
And I feel like this is just another story about how we just abuse people who are passionate.
So you think this is a good thing? You think that?
I think so, and I definitely encourage the chat room to create their own opinions, do your own
Talk to us,
research.
chat.
I know some of you are big fans of some voice actors, your favorite voice actors from your favorite games. A lot of them are tweeting about it on Twitter. I actually saw Matt Mercer speak at the Screen Actors Guild kind of headquarters about video games, and he was welcoming all these game devs and publishers and everybody involved to kind of hear him out. Because it's just something you don't think about. We play these games and there's monsters and creatures screaming and shrieking, and then there's this giant dense story.
Right.
So it's not like just doing voice acting for a film where there's just one plot point. There's like all these different things, and they're creating all these different characters, and it totally makes sense that no, that's not good for you, especially if you use your voice as your means of living.
So what is this proposing?
So basically,
How do you fix it? That's my
It's
question.
it's regarding an ongoing safety issue, and let's see. I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
put words in his
does
mouth.
this mean that we're gonna get less of that voice acting, or does this mean there's gonna be certain safety standards, like they only do so much at a time?
Yeah,
Like,
I
how's this gonna
I
work?
think there are going to be safety standards, so that voice actors have enough time to warm up their voices, take breaks, and then not stretch themselves beyond range.
Because you don't want your favorite. Like, how horrible would it be if Mark
somebody
Hamill
said-
could
yeah.
no longer do the Joker voice, right?
Thanks for following Magnaberg. Oh,
Hey!
thanks for resubbing for 3 months.
Resubbing
Sorry,
for
I
3
just-
months.
Wow.
All right, further
Thank you.
validation.
Thank you.
All right, hype.
So some people are saying Mercer, the crew, is a touchstone for most of us when it comes to voice acting. If they're all riled up, we're riled up.
Awesome.
So for sure, do your research. You know, there's actually a lot of sides to this story. But if you're on the side of voice actors, maybe you should retweet this and
Yeah,
and
just
spread
because
kind of awareness.
We're
'Cause it's such a
passionate doesn't
niche-
mean we should be abused.
Absolutely. So I think this is a good thing.
Cool.
So moving on, we have this interesting.
Oh yeah, we haven't even
Oh.
really looked at this, so we're gonna discover this along with chat.
A little bright spot
could
of
be pretty
happiness
fun.
on Kickstarter. So this is really interesting. It is called Hologrid. I'm gonna
I'm
play
always
a little
keeping
bit
my
of a
eye
video.
out for like what's the next big thing on Kickstarter or whatever, and this caught my eye, but I haven't really looked at it. So,
I have to slowly scroll. And then
oh, see, I didn't even know that Hamill has retired several times from the. That makes total sense.
Yeah, that's actually really sad though.
It is really sad because he's amazing as a Joker, right?
And as
Maybe that's why I
everything-
didn't talk in Force Awakens. His voice was too tired.
No. All right, Hologrid, the augmented reality board game.
I'm Phil Tippett, the founder
Wait,
of
is
Tippett
this the
Studio.
game from Star Wars? That looked like the little guys from Star Wars.
So over the years, I've been creating monsters
Oh my
God.
goodness.
for
Oh my
directors
goodness,
to play
what
with.
is this?
And now I'm creating monsters for you to play with.
Okay, just close it and start over again. That's fine. Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry.
I just hit the hotkey.
Look at chat.
I hit the hotkey.
And release just a split second too late.
I just hit the hotkey for showing the source
Joe, fix
code
it.
of the website. So I'm going to
Dude,
start
I
one
had
more
no
time.
idea this was connected to Star Wars too.
Yeah, now I'm, like,
That's, whoa,
really excited.
super
Yeah.
hype.
It's just so hard to navigate when you can't see what you're doing. There you go. I'm not going to touch anything now.
I'm Phil Tippett, the founder of Tippett Studio.
It's 2 Academy Awards.
So over the
Guys,
years,
not
I've
messing around.
been creating monsters for directors to play with. And now I'm creating monsters for you to play with.
Oh man, that looks so cool. Wow.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Photogrammetry.
So I think that's a real card that's under him, right? So he's like popping out of the card. What? Like, what just happened? We all have Kickstarter problems. This looks amazing. Kind of looks like Duelist if you've played that.
No, I have not.
That is
Tippett
fantastic.
Studio is teaming up with Happy Giant to create a litany of creatures and be involved with the supervision of the animation of the characters and their attack modes, the development of the creature moves and pantomime. The cool thing about this project is that we're actually using real three-dimensional objects for characters. They're not digital characters. They are small maquettes that we photogrammatize.
Yeah, it
by
really is the
turning
game
them
R2D2 and Chewie
around and
played.
creating a stitch that creates a mesh that creates the creatures. It's exactly the same process that
Let
we
the Wookiee win.
had to use for the Force Awakens.
Hi, my name is Corey Rosen. I'm a writer-producer here at Tippett Studio. For phase 1 of this game, we want to use existing augmented reality tech so that people can play this game on devices that they already
Phase
have.
1.
We're
That
also
seems
gonna
to
make a
indicate
PC version
more
of it
is
as
coming.
well. In the future, we're going to develop this for emerging tech, Magic Leap, HoloLens, Cast AR, and other VR headsets, so that play can extend into these exciting new platforms. So by pledging to this Kickstarter, you're really becoming part of our founding family. You get exclusive access to the first rev of all of this kind of stuff.
Wow.
You're going to get on the inside list, you'll get all the backer updates, you'll be in the know as we are developing and creating this content.
And I get to make more monsters. So help us make this
That's all he
game.
really
Please
cares
give us
about.
your
I get to
support
make more
because
monsters.
What's coming is really cool.
Because
and we'll
making the
love
new
it.
Star Wars monsters apparently is not enough. I need more.
Their audio is getting a little-
Yeah, I see that.
All right, but I think we got pretty much
Yeah, we get the idea.
The idea, yeah, that's really exciting. I'm gonna just close this out. All right.
It's kind of interesting for me as a store owner in
Yeah.
that what is that going to look like? So we already sometimes host like Hearthstone events like firesides,
Yeah.
and I'm really trying to get more of that kind of stuff going in the stores. One of our stores actually has like a Minecraft
Right.
club that
Oh,
hangs
cool.
out there.
Interesting.
So what is it going to mean? Is there going to come a time in board game stores where you're going to walk in and there's going to be a table and two people wearing like little VR headsets and
Absolutely.
they're playing on the table and like
Yeah.
everybody else is like, what are they doing?
Well, I have some thoughts about this. First of all,
Sure.
they mentioned photogrammetry in the trailer, and if you
I have no
don't-
idea what that
yeah, If
means.
you don't know what that means this guy who is a pro at making things with his hands
Yeah.
can keep making things with his hands, and they don't have to hire a 3D artist to translate it. And that means that they take pictures all around 360 around what he sculpts,
That's awesome.
and then that becomes digitized. So that's what photogrammetry is, and it's kind of if you want
would you
things
say
to
are
look realistic, that's what they use
Oh,
in
okay.
games
I was going to
too.
ask, what are the advantages and disadvantages between the two? You think it is more realistic?
So Unreal, about like last year, they released their new update.
Okay.
And then they showed off this beautiful world with this boy chasing after his kite, like running through grass and
Sure.
and trees with leaves that shimmered and rocks that look super real.
Yes.
So they went to New Zealand and they photogrammetried all of it.
What?
So that's another story. But basically, it's a really incredible way to get just the same detail and work in a traditional method. So they
amazing.
don't have to like UV unwrap shit and that kind of thing.
And the more we get into this VR world, it seems like taking a physical object, digitizing it, so that then when I'm in this digital world, I'm
Right.
interacting with what was once a physical object. That makes a
Right.
lot of sense to
Right,
me.
right. So that makes total amount of sense. That
Yeah.
basically you can recreate those objects right in front of you.
Right.
I'm really excited about the HoloLens, but it sounds like you can also play it kind of like with the iPad, like with
Yeah.
Euphoria and that kind of thing.
How that would work.
Yeah, I think that
At
would be
one
totally
point,
cool.
Golem Arcana, which was one
Yes,
of the FPS,
I
they
heard
had
this story.
some they had some augmented reality stuff going on
Right,
that was really
right.
cool looking. Mm-hmm. So
Well, with a lot of things Jordan does, sometimes it's actually a little too early.
he is, I was actually in a forum at PAX Dev
Mm-hmm.
last year, and PAX Dev is like pre-PAX,
Yes.
but with all the game design, board game and video game hanging out. And so Jordan and Eric Lang, who's also an amazing game
Uh-huh. Right.
designer who made this game called XCOM. So you know the video game XCOM, but
Right.
he made a board game XCOM that uses both digital and actual, and they were talking about that. And Jordan was talking about how he's always kind of pushing that envelope, and Eric laughed at him. And Eric's loved in the industry.
Yes.
Eric laughs at Jordan, and he's like, "And I just love to draft behind you."
Yeah,
Because Jordan really does. He pushes that
he's
envelope,
really
and
a
so-
pioneer and
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great person and mentor. Anyways, big news story for today before we invite our special guests over.
All right.
I think you heard about it. If not, where have you been?
Oh my gosh! Freak out! Freak out! Freak out!
Dogan sends his best. Enjoy your freedom.
Faith Connors. Wherever I turn, there you are.
Yes. I cannot wait to play.
The only language you and your kind speaks is destruction.
It's good to have you back, girl.
Music.
I heard some runner got out of juvie today. What are you gonna do next?
I'm gonna run.
I'm gonna send a clear message to Kruger.
Then you'll have to shoot me too.
Go on, girl.
Are we gonna be able to play this in VR? Because I might die. Like I might like faint when I fall in this game in VR.
I don't know. Moving in VR is tough.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And the mix, I need this game as well.
What is that?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
I need it now. Ah.
I'm
So when Mirror's Edge came out.
All right, so I just want to mention first that it's shipping today. You can get it today, and it's SimShip, so PC,
This is the
PS4,
second time I'm piecing out on
Xbox
Malika.
One, right?
Like seriously.
Huh?
I'm gonna go get it. I'll see
Are
you
you?
later.
Oh well.
You're
Bye.
You're on your own.
So I don't know. Watching that trailer gave me.
You should try
goosebumps.
Mirror's Edge. Everyone should
Absolutely.
try. So here's the thing: when Mirror's Edge came out, I love that game. I love
Yes.
love that
Yes.
game. But it did not sell well.
No, it did not sell well, and I don't know if you guys know this story, but this is kind of a cute one. So EA Dice, who made Mirror's Edge, the original one and the one
Battlefront, right?
Battlefields.
Battlefields, sorry,
Battlefields. So they are super friggin' famous for doing a gajillion Battlefields games because they're really good and people love them. But the creative director at EA Dice was like, let's try something new, different, fresh, and interesting. And that's how Mirror's Edge was born.
Good.
So I think it really pioneered in a lot of ways because, I mean,
You could go through the whole
diversity-
game without killing anybody.
Yeah, so
was
gameplay
amazing.
mechanics, traversal methods,
Yes, absolutely.
visually, like it had a lot of white.
Puzzles, like in some ways, I thought Mirror's Edge. This is a dangerous thing to say, but in some ways, I thought Mirror's Edge had better puzzles than like Portal.
Well,
I'm just saying,
I-
like
yeah.
it had things where I would actually have to stand in the room, the virtual
Right.
room, and like really think about what I was
Right.
doing. But the problem is there was always like a time element as well. So
Right.
you were like, and when
no,
you,
it was definitely, I understand what you're saying. There were definitely times where I was like, how the heck do I get out of this room?
Exactly.
And I heard you can get through this game without killing anybody. And I'd be like, are you sure you can get through this part without killing anybody? Are you sure?
I
Did
know.
you kill anybody?
Did you try and beat it, not killing anybody as well?
Yeah, so
Yeah, me
like
too, and so-
I was like, how the heck do you get out here? And then like you're dying, and while the kind of death like recap is playing, I'm like looking around the room and trying to figure out like how did you get out of the situation through the wall running?
Yeah.
Right? And I
Alan, look, why didn't you like the story? I mean, the story wasn't deep, but all right.
think
As a
this-
Shadowrun fan,
I think this new Mirror's Edge is actually kind of taking a deeper stab at the story and fleshing it out. Earlier this year, we actually played the beta on stream, and it was so beautiful. It was like Mirror's Edge 1, but
Right.
more beautiful, more deep, more shiny,
Yep.
more colorful, more rich. I was super excited.
Eber 3, I wouldn't say it was better than Portal 2, but the puzzles were more kind of brain busting
Yeah.
at times in Portal 2. I don't know how to explain, but my brain had to think even more outside of the box in
Right.
some ways.
And so I actually have a couple friends. They're all parkour people and game designers,
Yeah.
which is actually a great
That's
practice.
an interesting combination.
Yeah, absolutely. A great practice for game designers. So, if you do parkour, I encourage you to design games and vice versa.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to think about the world.
Okay.
You know, how can I get from point A to
Yeah.
point B, right? So it's actually like, I don't know why people didn't think about it before, and I think other games who later kind
'Cause
of
you might die?
Yeah, because when you fall, it hurts.
When you fall, it hurts. That's why
Like
they didn't thought of
Sunset Overdrive, who kind of have new ways of traversal. I think Mirror's Edge was first and foremost in really pioneering that way. And if I gotta say this,
It really forced you into that first-person perspective when that felt unnatural. Like when you first start playing, you're like, I think I would like this game more as a third-person game.
Yeah.
But once you get used to it, once you're like in like level 3,
Mm-hmm.
it immerses you in a way that third-person would have never. So that like when you miss a jump or something and you fall, you're like, I just died.
Yeah, you feel
I'm
like your
dead.
stomach like rise up.
Yeah, you totally do. You totally do. So.
And I was gonna say, it also like pioneered diversity. I think, you know, with these kind of newer conversations about, you know, being more inclusive about the kind of characters we depict. This is a game a long time ago, you know.
It wasn't that long ago.
I
was
mean,
it?
like, in video game history, it's actually kind of
I guess
old.
so.
And for them to be like, you know what, we're going to put a woman in this game.
Yeah.
And then also her sister is
all
also a badass.
All the main characters except for the...
She's a female cop. So I think it's really interesting. I'm super excited. I want to download it. I'm going to play it. Let me guys know if you're hyped. On Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, please. I will talk about Mirror's Edge all day long.
We're going to transition over to our interview, but really quick, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching Hyper RPG. That is Hyper Rabbit Power Go.
Thanks for watching me.
We are a community-driven challenge. We are a community-driven channel. And I want to thank you guys for being such an awesome community and making Hyper RPG what it is. We wouldn't be anything without you guys. So please, thank you for following. Thank you for all the resubscribes and the new subscribes.
You guys,
you guys make it happen.
You guys put in so much work.
Absolutely,
so
but it's
just
for
amazing.
the
and
community.
it's for the community.
It's
and
for
everybody
the
here,
community.
it's not like when you guys are out here and nobody can hear you talking and you're like, no, you guys really do love your community, and it's cool that you're kind of all in it together. That's what I think is cool about you guys. Is there's not even really a barrier between the community and the people who are on the shows.
Right.
So much so that you consistently try and find ways. You try and like break those barriers down even more. How can they be broken down?
Oh, speaking of, I don't know if we have time for one more news tidbit. You want to go into this? All right.
Go quick.
So this was contributed by the mods. So a lot of these news tidbits come from the mods. So thank you so much to the mods.
Thank you.
And there's a huge Sims 4 update, which removes gender restrictions from character customization. Cool. So you see a little
be
pic
who you
here.
want to be here.
Absolutely, because it's really important because a lot of people create themselves in the game. And with all these expansion packs and add-ons, there are over 700 items that are now available to the range of gender.
That's awesome. That's a big change.
So it's really cool of them to update this game, which came out like
I was going to say, Sims 4 came out.
3
Speaking of old games, when did Sims 4 come out?
A while ago. I think
Anybody got a date?
2013, I think so. What does the article say?
2014.
I think we are ready to transition over to our friend.
All right.
Or actually, I don't know if we have a video. Meanwhile, I'm gonna pull up this video. It is. What? One more time, Joe? No. We gotta play this thing.
We got stuff.
Check this out, guys. Star Wars fans, Lego fans.
Star Wars fan. I am both. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Well, you must. Have you seen this?
No, I saw the first trailer, but you said this is a new trailer.
No,
so.
this with BB-8.
All right.
Teaser.
Where do you come from?
The map to Skywalker. It's in the BB unit. No BB.
Get that droid.
Love it. I wish.
Oh my gosh, isn't that awesome?
That is really awesome.
That was pretty awesome. So,
That looks amazing. And
as a Star Wars fan and a Legos fan, do you have?
Well, and also I have a kid, and so the Lego games are fantastic because we can play them together.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's only 3, so really the games we can play together are pretty few. But Lego Dimensions and Lego Star Wars and those kinds of things, that's what we're all about.
Sounds
so,
like you're trying to raise a nerd, Patrick.
Yeah, well, it's just he's like a pop culture genius. It's kind of scary.
A 3-year-old pop culture genius. I gotta meet him. It seems like the playback of our YouTube is a little choppy. Are we calling
Who do we
our
blame for
guests
that?
now? Am I allowed to show this? Am I doing this? I guess I'm the one talking. Okay, I'm gonna
You're
call
Skyping.
him. I'm gonna call him right now.
Jonathan or John? I wonder what he goes
Well,
by.
we should ask him. Oh my goodness.
We're
What-
in
where did-
a
where did he
time
go?
warp. We're in a time vortex. Hi, Jonathan. Yeah, we
I
can hear you
you
great.
fine. Let me hear from some technical support. Joe, everything cool? Are we ready to start our interview? Playthrough? Everything here? Okay. Thank you for being on Rabbit Stew. Why don't you introduce yourself to the chat room?
Okay, hi, I'm Jonathan LaValle. I'm doing tabletop design for about 13 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. I started when I was about 22, 23.
Yep.
And I started out with the Cybergen license from R. Telsorian.
Okay,
So
awesome.
I started putting out stuff for that, and then I stopped and I started putting my own stuff. I put out a cooperative tabletop game called Kesa. It's about people trying to achieve their dreams and the fairies that get in their way. So you play 2 characters at the same time. It's a lot of fun. I just wrote a couple years ago. I wrote with. Have you ever played Red Dragon Inn?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Yeah. So my friend Jeff Patone is one of the designers for it, and we wrote a funny fantasy role-playing game called Critical Go Westerly.
Oh, awesome. My friend Nate Heist just did the new Red Dragon Inn game coming out that I'm really excited about. Yeah,
The Greyport thing.
Yeah, Battle for Greyport. Yeah.
So we wrote a funny fantasy role-playing game called Critical Go Westerly, where the trick was try to put the humor in your hands, because if you write a funny book, it's a joke book, and you read it one time and it's funny, and you read it the second time, it's not as funny.
Right.
It goes downhill. But so that's what we've done recently. I have, like you said, J'accuse coming out from Smirk and Decker Games.
Yep.
And it's funny because you're like, it's a new company. I'm like, Kurt's been making games for 13 years too.
Well, thank you for bringing our game. Can you walk us through what we're going to play?
Yeah.
Sure. We're gonna play We Used to Be Friends, which is my teenage noir detective game. It's a cooperative role-playing game, so there's no GM, there's no prep ahead of time. What you do is you make characters and you discover the mystery kind of together.
Ooh, don't.
I think we're supposed to dance when that happens, right?
Right, I'll follow along.
All right.
Hyper Rapid Power Go!
Do you go by Jonathan or John? I just want to make sure.
Jonathan's fine.
Brooke would like to welcome our
but I'm not
very
picky,
special
so
guest
I'm not
Jonathan
too
to our community.
All right.
Did you hear that, Jonathan? I don't know if you're speaking over it. Somebody made a donation to make a very special welcome to Jonathan.
Welcome to the community.
Welcome to the community.
Thank you. So it's powered by the Apocalypse, so it's based off it's based off the Apocalypse World Engine. So if you've either you played an Apocalypse World?
I have not actually.
I have not either. Please tell me.
The mechanics work through one basic thing, and that everything has a move.
Okay.
Right, so if you want to interact with a fiction, you'll have a move. So, like, some of the basic moves, if you look on the sheet that you had, like, if you want to, there's a move called fight, 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 fight.
Right.
It's dangerous. If you want to hurt someone physically, emotionally, or socially, you'll make a roll.
Oh.
Okay.
Right, so that's the trigger. That's the thing that says, okay, we're going to be doing that. Because basically the game says, if you're going to do something, do it, right? Unless it's not going to be a huge impact to the fiction. But as soon as you want to do something that's going to impact it, you're going to make a move.
Okay.
And so you'll roll 2d6 and plus a bonus. And if you get 10 or better, you're going to get what you want.
Okay.
right? If you roll 7 to 9, you're going to get what you want, but there's going to be a cost involved or some problems that come with it. 6 or less, you're kind of screwed, and we have to figure out how, because it's cooperative, how the characters are all kind of screwed. And that's basically how everything works. The basic moves are things that everyone gets access to, and then everyone has access to an Apocalypse World called playbooks, but of course all the various games have their own thing. There's a game, Monster Hearts calls them skins, and like all that kind of stuff. So you have your case files. Mm-hmm. So who is everyone going to be?
So I went through all these wonderful characters, and I decided to wear my diamond earrings today. They're actually aquamarine, and be the socialite. Everything has been handed to you because of your status. Friends, money, opportunity has never been too far from your grasp. How do you plan to use it? For the benefit of others or to hide your sins? And there's even like a look. So I'm reading this out for the chat room. So for your eyes, you have confident, comfortable, certain, and powerful. And for your look, you are wealthy, fashion conscious, and of the people.
Of the people.
Yeah,
of
so
course.
what happens is you pick one of
people.
those, and that kind of determines what you decide your character's going to kind of look like.
Absolutely.
You just have socialite here?
There are some other ones too.
Let me grab one of the other ones.
I think you identified with this guy.
I was thinking about maybe tech geek or the hard boiled, just because it seems like that'd be good for moving the narrative. But
well, they're all good because the basic moves have things to find clues.
Okay.
Right, so there's no like the hard boiled may be better at using clues.
Okay.
But in fact, if you look at like the basic moves that they get, they're able to get into places. They're able to, it's all about getting even. Less it is about finding clues.
So obviously this has like some Veronica Mars feeling.
I'm a huge Veronica Mars fan.
Have you also seen the movie Brick?
No, I have not.
That movie is amazing, and I would also recommend it if you like Veronica Mars. So that's what this also reminds me of, is Brick.
So, Patrick, are you going to be... Who are you going to be?
I'll be the tech geek.
Okay, can you read it out for the chat room?
Sure, yeah. Knowing the difference between variations of Linux is fun, which I qualify, I guess.
I do too, so...
Oh, nice. You love poking around and making things because that's your ticket out of here. People might make fun of you, but they'll come running when they need anything. Yep. What else should I read? The eyes.
You know what is interesting also is that you have a personal mystery, and you have 2 options.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll talk about that too, because we can't
we need
play.
some dice probably.
Yeah, 2d6 if you got them.
Okay.
All right. 2d6.
2d6.
Or 4d6, so each of us has 2d6.
That would be appreciated. Okay, sorry.
All right. We did something wrong. So yeah, I have eyes, sarcastic, intelligent, cunning, and shy. So is this the kind of thing where you're picking one of these, or I'm all these things?
You got it. You pick one of them.
Got you. All right. I definitely... Sarcastic might be fun. Look, geeky, smart, invisible, or off the wall. And AKA, that's names? Is that what I'm looking at here?
Yeah, that could be like, again, it's designed to be quick to play, so you don't have to use those names.
Sure.
It's like and you can kind of circle and keep going.
Got you. So that you can basically boot up a character in minutes is the idea.
Yeah.
So I want to be confident and wealthy looking.
Awesome.
Boom.
All right. I will be...
I can be everything I'm not in real life, guys.
Sarcastic and invisible, which could be fun with you as the socialite. There's 2 ways we could play that. One is that you don't even notice me, or the other way could be that you're the only person that notices me.
Oh, interesting.
And
Jonathan, are you going to be playing with us as well?
Yes, I'm going to play the delinquent.
Oh,
nice.
Why don't you tell the chat room about the delinquent?
All right, so the delinquent is basically your life hasn't been the kindest despite any advantages you may have. It looks like you're acting out, but really you're just running until you hit the thing that stops you. And if it kills you, then so be it. It's better than falling.
Sounds like a guy who's got nothing to lose.
Right, so let me just, I have my things up here.
So should I select like personal mystery and that kind of stuff?
Well, we're going to talk about that as a group, and we're going to go from there.
I didn't want to kill the mystery.
I've got cynical eyes. My look is rebellious. And I'm going to use Andrew.
Oh, yeah, we have to pick names.
I'm
going to be Vera. I'm Vera, the socialite,
Did you
right?
pick that right off? Oh,
AKA,
yeah, all right.
right?
I'll pick Mac.
All right, Mac.
Mac.
The hard-boiled.
The invisible.
The tech geek.
Oh, right, no, you're the tech geek.
I'm
You're
the
right,
tech
you're right,
geek.
you're right.
Yeah. So what happens is this: is that when we play a full, it's meant to actually it's like to emulate a TV show.
Okay.
What's going to happen is that when we're done making our characters, we're going to create a season-long mystery, which we're not really going to get into because that's meant to be over
Campaign.
many sessions.
Right.
Exactly, campaign one. Everyone has their own personal mystery, and then there's an episode mystery, and the episode mystery is what determines when the game ends for that session.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we know these mysteries, or they wouldn't be mysteries?
We cooperate, right? It's a cooperative game. There's no person running it, so we're all kind of running it together.
Now, is there a portion of these mysteries we might not want chat to know so that they can
No,
kind of...
no,
Okay.
talk about it, right?
All right, cool.
Because what
chat
happens
room?
is that we always know the beginning of the mystery. We don't know the end of the mystery, and that's how you
All right.
kind of figure it out.
Got
Sounds like a chat room. This is your chance to participate in
Yeah.
on the mysteries.
Yeah, so my personal mystery options are your family is weird. Clearly you have to be a changeling. Find the truth about your real parents. Uh-oh. Or someone has been hacking into some sensitive websites you've set up. You're going to find out who.
Ooh, I don't know. Which one resonates with you?
I thought maybe chat could decide while you read.
Oh, meanwhile, my personal mystery is either your parents are keeping a secret from you and you need to know what it is, or one of your exes is trying to call child services and you don't know why, but you want to help.
One of your exes is trying to call child services?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I had a kid. I don't know. I'm rich.
there's-
People want me.
Or they could be
don't
calling
know.
child services because of your parents. Like, that's what I was
Right.
curious.
That's interesting.
Well, that's the best part is you don't know, right? And that's when you start figuring it out as you go.
All right.
Well, delinquent, what is your personal mystery?
Well, one of my parents died, but I think there's a chance they might still be alive.
Oh.
And I've been framed for killing someone, and now I need to figure out who that is and why they're doing it.
Holy cow.
I hate when that happens.
Don't you?
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, somebody voted for Changeling for me, so I'm going with
For
it.
changeling.
I don't know who these parents are. Maybe they're actually your parents.
Oh, that's would be interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna go with your parents are keeping a secret from you. You need to know what it is. So.
All right, go for it.
Well, if I'm actually going to head with I've been framed for killing someone.
Yes, do it.
Oh yes.
Do it.
Awesome.
I mean,
Let's-
don't actually have done it, but do it.
Oh, definitely frame. Definitely frame.
There we go.
Yeah. Mystery jobs. Is this like the next step?
Okay, so mystery jobs is that when we start coming up with things like the season mystery and the episode mystery, these are things that you're kind of responsible for.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can kind of skip that. So what happens if we can go straight on to traits? Now traits, there are 5 of them. Eyes is your ability to perceive and notice things.
Oh.
Rash is your ability to act without kind of thinking about it, like how well you do that or what goes on.
Sure.
Hard is your ability to make those hard kind of emotionless decisions, like this is difficult but I need to do it. Soft is your ability to kind of have emotions or express them.
Okay.
And body is your physical, like what you can take, like how strong you are, how fit you are. And everyone has 2 options.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my eyes is +1, my rash is +2, my heart is 0, my soft is -1, and my body is +1.
And
so I'm very good at acting rash.
That sounds awesome. I have eyes +2. I have rash +1, hard -1, soft +1, body 0. So I'm really good at noticing all the things you miss. I think. Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so mine is going to be I 0. I don't notice things, but I am rash +1. And then I am hard +1 because how did my family get rich? Soft +2. There's no option there, and then body +1 because my body +1.
All right.
All right. So what happens is then we take these traits and we apply them to the basic moves, right? So now normally what happens is in a lot of Apocalypse World games, this is already done.
Right.
But I like kind of having the flexibility to be like, so like Gumshoe, when you're looking for information, how do you look for information?
Got it.
Are you perceptive? Do you take risks? Do you say, do you push things that you probably shouldn't push? Are you able to notice things so like the how you want to do it kind of helps define.
Got you. So when I'm looking for information, I might use eyes, and she might use soft.
My soft.
Right. Well, you connect with people. If I'm rash, I'm the person barging in and slamming them against the wall, being like, you did it. What's going on?
Yep. And she's probably like playing good cop and talking to them all nice and stuff.
Yes.
And I'm probably paying attention to how they're reacting to the whole situation.
Right.
Yes.
Got it.
Right. So yeah. So what you do is you pick one of those traits for each move. So you're always going to be bad at something.
Got you. So you can't overlap.
Oh.
What's the best one to put your best stat in?
Depends on what you want to do.
Uh-oh.
Right? Like I'm acting rash, so I'm going to lash out. So I'm going to use rash for fight.
I'm gonna use my soft because that's +2, and it's putting it all together. Whenever you want to use a clue to help solve a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking these over. I'm trying to think about how I would use body for open up or.
Well, I mean that means you're just kind of in physical contact with people. Like you're a hugger.
I'm a touchy-feely kind of person. That's what you're saying.
You would be a hugger at that
point. An invisible hugger. That's getting a little creepy.
Well, it's more again, and when you say invisible, it's not like you just kind of dress to blend in with the crowd.
Right. Sure.
All right, I think I'm.
Malika
are you
stole
ready?
my pen.
I know. I'm sorry.
She's a pen thief.
I blame the people who can't bring me a pen.
I'm just gonna write things in here, and I'll pay the price later.
And then we have this best friend move. Can you tell me about that?
Right. Okay. So what happens is that one of the big things that happens in because it's heavily influenced by Veronica Mars. There's a lot of friendship going around back and forth. So what you do is you decide who your best friend is in the game. So one of the other characters, right? It doesn't have to be reciprocal. So it's not like you have to be like, you're my best friend, I'm your yay. It can't happen that way. But it's who you think your best friend is, and then you get to use those things, that one move, only with or on your best friend. Okay. Like, for example, my best friend is, so you know what? My best friend is going to be Vera.
All right.
Oh.
Whether or not that you think that is totally up to you. But I think Vera is my best friend. And if my best friend gets in trouble or gains a condition, I can take that trouble or condition on myself.
Well, so my best friend, if you're in a scene with them, you can gain a condition. Okay. So
you should be best friends with him.
I'll be best friends with what's your character's name? Andrew. There we go.
And I will be also best friends with Vera, which adds to my invisibility.
Right? And you totally think you're best friends, but Vera's like, no.
Yeah, totally.
Nope.
I see how it is.
Okay. So then if you go to the next page.
Okay.
Okay. There's delinquent moves.
Okay.
Or sorry, there's delinquent moves. Everyone has their own specific moves for their character.
So I have socialite moves. As the socialite, you choose 2 moves.
Mm-hmm. And then you usually have between 4 and 6 moves to choose from.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys, you got to hear this. Student body president. You get to ignore any negatives from social conditions. You are amazing and everyone loves you. Social conditions can still take you out, however. That is definitely one of my moves.
Were you a student body president at any point in your life, Malika? Question?
I was never president of student government. I was senator and department representative and recording secretary and president of Anime Club and Sequential Art Club.
I just feel like Malika naturally has this power, interestingly enough. So
I'm trying to role play what I want. Fake it till you make it, right? I played in this game, then I play it in my life.
So from a playtesting standpoint, I noticed one of my powers is Mama's gonna need a few things from Radio Shack, but I think Radio Shack's out of business.
Yeah, I know, but it's I mean, it's something I'm gonna have to change regardless. But I mean, if you've seen Veronica,
So this looks like, for chat, this looks basically like the MacGyver power. I can reach into my bag of holding and pull out whatever I need to fix things, right? Let's just go with that. That seems handy. I'll go with that.
All right, I'm gonna take. Look, there was a string attached to my Pop-Tart. If someone tries to make me do something, I can confront them and say no, or other bad things might happen.
Nice.
And then we picked 2, right?
Yeah, you picked 2.
Oh, you picked 2.
So I'm picking another one. True love stories never have endings. We're enrolling to open up to someone you once loved or currently love. Choose one. Gain a string on them. They can give themselves to you and gain 1 XP, or gain a something they think you want.
Trying to see. Respect the process. Someone can give you a string and you can provide the technical gadgetry needed in order to deal with a situation. That seems like that goes along with pulling things out of a bag, right?
The tech dude.
That's a combo. I have created a combo in your game. Sweet.
That's fine. That's how it works.
All right.
All right. The second one I'm gonna do is called "Let Me Tell You About My Bad Boyfriend." If you want to give someone a condition, if they're not currently in the scene, I can do something to make people
want to go away.
You know, or I can hurt people without them even being there.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, so what are these other things? There's some intimacy and other relationships, personal growth.
Right. So let's
this
talk
is
about
the game
conditions
of life.
first. Let's talk about conditions because there's no hit points in this game, right?
Okay.
What happens? You just have conditions, and so conditions can give you negatives to your roll if they're applicable. But they're physical, emotional, and social conditions.
Gotcha.
If you ever have 1 of each or 5 total, what happens? You get taken out, which means you go from a bad situation to a worse situation when you get another seed further on.
So film keeps rolling. It just gets really, really bad for us.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
That seems like worse than dying in some ways.
Well, I mean, it helps move the drama forward, right?
Right.
Now, this is based off of. So one of the things that Apocalypse World did, and the games like Monster Hearts and other ones like it, they have intimacy moves. Okay. So when characters are intimate with each other, things happen, right? Because they're playing teenagers, it also has a thing because things happen. And so now, I don't. So like you can kind of play it however you want, because Malika picked one of them that actually kind of forces that a little bit more.
Right.
Just because you and not all of them have them, because like the tech geek doesn't have one, but like the delinquent does. I could have picked. Sometimes I'm up all night just thinking about myself.
Gotcha.
Right. Which kind of does the same thing.
Right.
So whenever you're involved in that kind of stuff, that's what happens. So so the delinquent intimacy move. If I'm intimate with someone and I'm a suspect in a mystery, I can remove a clue from myself, so I appear to be less guilty, and we can give it to the person that I was intimate with, and they can decide what to do with it.
Got it.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. And other relationships we're gonna like have these things either with each other or with NPCs that we make.
Oh.
Okay.
So everybody's different? Mine says everybody loves you. Why would they have emotional leverage over you? Of course, someone does know your deepest, darkest secret. Your best friend has a string on you. Oh, interesting.
So string is taken wholesale from Monster Hearts, which is a game by Avery Alder. And what it is, it's an abstract kind of concept where it's emotional leverage.
All right.
Right, you can spend them to go, I want you to do this thing because I have this string on you because of this other thing that happened.
Got you.
All right, so like I have, for instance, you've got some other friends who look up to you, take a string on them.
Okay.
So, hey, we have another player here who we're friends. We're not best friends, but we can totally be friends.
So are we all set up? Are we ready to roll? Literally, not literally?
Let's go solve a mystery of high school proportions.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the thing. Now, because again, the setup happens, and normally what you do, like the first episode or the first session you play, there's a lot of setup because there's no one person kind of coming to the table and saying, "Hey, here's all these things."
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that happened is that other sheet that I sent in, which basically is the city we're playing in.
Okay.
So the city name is called Val d'Argent.
Oh,
You know what? Oh, do we? Oh yeah, we do have it. Oh, this is so cool. I was looking at this.
Right?
I
And
was
so you build
so
up
way for.
why, because there's basically a whole bunch of
Oh, I might be able to pull it
Yeah,
up.
it would be sweet to pull this up because I think this is one of the coolest parts of this game.
yeah. So what happens is that noir fiction. Sorry, my background is actually English literature. I have my master's in English lit.
And
so,
you're also a fellow thespian, right?
Yes. So what happens is that noir has its own kind of conventions, and
Yes.
one of them is that there's usually there's a lot of disparity, right? I mean that's why you look at games like Shadowrun and Cyberpunk.
Right.
They have that noir element because you have the haves and the have-nots,
Right.
and there's that middle ground doesn't really exist.
Right.
So when you do this, what you're doing is you're putting up the why there are wealthy people in the town,
Got it.
and why people are not doing well.
Got it.
Right? So you come up with them, and like I said, to make it go faster so we can actually get into playing the game.
Yeah.
You know, I did this ahead of time and passed it along. So like we have like technology, entertainment, and real estate. There was like a housing boom with a building tech giant, and then like an enclave of like entertainment, like movie stars who like trying to hide from everyone. It's like they're home away from home
Got
kind
it.
of thing. So that's why like the kind of wealthy people in the area.
Got it.
And why people aren't doing well, there's a single major employer. So the really only place to get a job that pays well is at that tech company,
Yeah.
right? Other than that, there's only shit jobs available. Pardon me, I don't know. Sorry, but there's only really bad jobs available, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is that you don't have to take service jobs. You're making minimum wage, or you're making you're making huge money or nothing.
I hear that makes cost of living hell.
Right?
So-
And there's lots of debt because in order to get those big jobs, you have
Right.
to look like you're doing well. And so these are the reasons. I mean, there's other reasons you can kind of pick and choose what you want. Yes, whoever said that it is clearly influenced by Veronica Mars. Absolutely.
Yes.
And so then you decide the what's. What are the police like? Right? So they're 2 out of the 4 things. They're aggressive, indifferent, full of cronyism, or corrupt.
Oh, I see
Right.
right here.
Yep.
What are the police like, indifferent and corrupt, that you marked for us?
Yep.
Oh, real quick, the chat room is asking kind of where can they find this game online, or how can they connect?
Well, again, I'm at Firestorming on Twitter, and right now this is the slow kind of build. I am leaning to get this kickstarted sometime, hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay.
You know, so I just want to show it out to people and be like,
No,
hey, this
absolutely. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing your game. So
Thank
you
you.
just told me what the police were like and what the authority figures are like right here.
Yeah, so we have indifferent and corrupt. So basically, they only care about themselves, and they won't go out of the way to do anything unless, of course, you have money,
Right.
Right.
right? Because that's a convention of noir, right? Like the reason why people go to the detective is because they can't go through the normal channels
Right.
because the normal channels
Right.
are blocked to them
Right.
because of these kind of things.
Mhm.
And the same thing, the authority figures are they're indifferent. They only care about the status quo, and they're only going to do what they can to increase the profile of them and their friends.
Okay.
So even if you have money, if you can't provide them access to something, they may not even do stuff that.
Right.
Right, and then you go into there goes the neighborhood. So the most popular activity at high school is football. It's kind of a big deal. The rich, popular kids differentiate themselves by having a debate team that you need to be invited to.
You must be on debate.
Yeah, I totally am on debate team.
Right, I'm totally on the debate team too.
I totally want to be on debate team.
Yeah, but like
Jerks.
both my parents are lawyers or something
What
like that.
jerks. I want in.
Right.
I can argue.
Yeah, no. See, it's
Not cool
all the
enough.
kind of stuff we have, like the good teacher, the teacher you have to watch out for, how the rules
Cool.
unfair at school. Not all activities are treated the same. So like the debate team's like a high profile thing, but if you like do the art club or something like that, then it's like whatever. You get no money, you get no resources, all that kind of stuff.
School where debate is super important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, debate, right? I mean, that's why it's in quotes.
Yeah.
You know, there was
It could
there
be
was a
something
great-
else.
Well, there's a great story I read one time about how there was a chess club, and they just called it chess club to keep people who they would watch decide out.
Awesome.
Right? And so like, if you know, there's the whole document, and it kind of goes over all the kind of details of the city. the school and what's going on. So we can use this as a reference when we need to make scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last thing we need to do, we're not going to worry so much about the season mystery because we would do that as let's worry about the episode mystery. Okay. So this is where we build that.
Okay.
So the episode mystery. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There is the crime, there's the location, there's the suspect, and then the client, right? So the victim, of course, is wherever the bad thing happened to them. The crime is whatever the bad thing is.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up just a little bit.
We're losing you, Jonathan.
Just 1 second. It might be our internet. It might be yours. Hold on. I'm just going to close some tabs here. All right. Just 1 second.
Knew it. You were playing Monument Valley the whole time online.
I know. It's a mobile game. I was playing it on my PC right here. Okay. All right. Let's just trying again. Hello? Okay. I think that's maybe a little better.
Seems better.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are 5 elements to any mystery,
Sorry.
right?
Can we get some technical assistance here? Just speak a little slower and clearer.
Joe!
How's that?
That was hard to understand.
Chris is.
Well, while we're waiting, Jonathan, I'm gonna tell you, you got to see this movie Brick. It was a super indie movie, kind of like this. And what's funny is it won Cannes. It won some indie movie award.
Cool.
So then they filmed a better ending because he like ran out of budget to make the ending.
Oh, but it's like the same story.
Same story,
Okay.
but here's what's funny. The ending that he filmed cost like 10 times more budget than the whole rest of the movie.
That's funny.
So yeah, and it's fantastic.
It's like the Wizard of Oz where it's black and white and then she steps in and it's all color.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, sounds like there's some Brick fans in the chat room as well.
Veronica Mars was definitely there. I don't know where it was in the timeline, but there's cross inspiration between the two.
Yeah. So, you just told us about the city and kind of how the game works, and then you're mentioning the requirements for a mystery?
Yes.
Right. Let's see. Does that work now? Are you doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound
All right.
a lot better.
You're not a robot anymore.
You're like,
Excellent.
that is what it sounded like before.
So there are 5 elements
Right.
to mystery. There's the victim, who
Okay.
had the bad thing happen to them.
Yep.
The crime, which is the bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
The location where it happened.
Okay.
Our first suspect and the client. Now, the reason the victim and the client can be the same thing, but not always, right? The client is the person who brings the mystery to one of the players.
Got it.
Okay. So, because we have nothing, we can all make everything up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, this is where normally you'd look on your sheet and see where your responsibilities lie.
Right.
Are you
Okay.
a people person, a place person, or a problem person?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm rich and everybody loves me. What should I do?
Responsibilities. Where are my responsibilities?
It's it's on the first page. It's the mystery jobs. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, mystery jobs. So it says place. You're all about where things are taking place, and for people, you're going to be in charge of the human element of a mystery.
Right. So let's talk about the victim first. Who should
Okay.
the victim be? And those who have people would talk about the victim.
Cool.
So is that one of us, or is that some character we're creating?
It could be one of us.
Oh.
But it's usually a character that comes to us and says, "Hey, I have this problem."
Mm-hmm.
Got it. My responsibilities are this is what you're responsible for when it comes time to decide on the details of the mystery. So I'm in charge of the details of the mystery. What does that mean?
Well, if you look to the right, that'll tell you.
Oh, got it. Problem. Crime and danger are what you get to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And place. You're all about where things are taking place. So setting.
So, Malika, you and I are people. We have
Okay.
people. So let's talk about who the victim should be.
So are we students at school?
Yeah.
Well, there is kind of that mysterious teacher who coaches the debate team sometimes. I haven't seen her around, which is kind of weird. like we just kind of meet up and she's not there.
Okay, so let's like call her Ms. Evans.
Okay, Ms. Evans.
So she's the victim.
Okay.
So Ms. Evans, debate team teacher. All right. So for people who have problems, okay, then we talk about maybe what might have happened.
Okay. In terms of.
She's missing.
Well, she's been showing up less and less, and then she wasn't even here all week, and I'm freaking out because I have to apply to college because my parents, they're alumni of this very famous Ivy League school.
Oh my gosh.
And I need her for my recommendation letter.
Absolutely, and so she's a missing person.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I don't care about that part. I need her though.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
This is where the mystery comes in, right? So here's something for a person.
Okay.
Why don't you be the client?
Okay.
So Vera is the client.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So now for the location, that clearly it's like the debate hall.
Right.
Oh, okay. Wait, wasn't I supposed to decide that though? But if you say so.
Well, yeah. Now the thing is, it's kind of again collaborative. So if there's a good idea, just run with it. You don't necessarily have to.
Sure.
If you have a
Debate
better
hall.
idea.
Sounds great.
Location debate hall.
And who else do we have to decide on?
We have to come up with the first suspect. Who do we think might be responsible for
I
Ms.
think isn't Jonathan wasn't there
this
some murder
delinquent?
thing going on with him?
Well, okay. Now this is where you want to be careful. A murder is kind of a good season mystery,
Right.
not a really good episode mystery.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Plus, it's my personal mystery, so I'm working on that, and I may ask for help.
Got it.
Well,
Me?
I don't really think anything bad's happened to this lady. I just need my recommendation letter. I think she's been disappearing off into the closet with the what's that guy who works at the administration, Jonathan? I forgot that guy. He doesn't teach here. He just kind of does something at the office.
Is there like a drug dealing teacher here too? Like.
Oh well, hey, let's go use that sheet we have, right? And
Yeah.
Say.
There is.
How about it's.
Dragar is the guy nobody wants to mess with. Is that right?
No, he's the go-to person for drugs at the school.
Oh, okay.
But we know he gets drugs from a teacher. We just don't
Got
know who.
you.
The teacher that you have to watch out for, Mr. Smith, who teaches French and Spanish.
Mr. Smith.
And you know what? He's probably such a hard ass because he's trying to cover something up. And I need my teacher back so I can get my recommendation letter and go to Ivy League school.
So there's something going on between Mr. Smith and Miss Evans. Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah, because he's the suspect now, right?
Right. Okay. So and the clue is that they've been seen kind of going off into corners and stuff like that.
Yeah. What the heck are they doing?
What are they always talking about, anyways?
Right. So now we've kind of got the beginning of the episode mystery. So when we solve this, we're done the episode.
Okay.
All right.
So since we're running our own game, who kind of decides, that's the ending and that kind of thing?
Well, okay. So for the ending, once you have enough clues on a suspect, that's when you go, okay, because there's 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Once there are 3 clues on a suspect, and there can be up to 4 different suspects.
Right.
Just because the more intricate your mystery is, the more questions you get to ask at the end.
Sure.
Got it.
Right, so you could be like, well, who does this affect? What's going on? And you get to change how the narrative works. Once you get to the season mystery, whoever solves the season mystery has to answer the question, how is everything different now?
Got it.
Oh, that makes sense. Just for a few people just jumping in, this is Hyper RPG. We're a premium live streaming channel about digital and analog gaming. We have a very special guest, Mr. Jonathan Lavalley. Did I pronounce your last name right? And we are playing this really cool game. I'm actually really getting into it, which will be available on Kickstarter. You have to remind me again. It's called
sometime at the end of the year.
It's like a cooperative storytelling game, right?
Right.
That's where you would go.
And
Like
it's called
RPG Light.
We Used to Be Friends.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think cooperative games. I like the term cooperative game because a lot of people used to use the word GM-less or GM-full, right? Where you have a lot of people taking on that responsibility. I kind of don't like the term at all. I like using cooperative because we are kind of working together.
I feel like if you've played a game and really enjoy, say, Fiasco, I think you'd really enjoy this game. Like, this is kind of hitting that nerve for me.
All right, so moving right along to recap, because we're running out a little bit of time here. So I'm Vera. I'm a rich girl, presidential, student body president. I'm in the debate team. I suspect Mr. Smith has done something to Miss Evans, who is our debate team teacher. My best friend is Andrew, who's also on the debate team, and I don't know. There's this guy. He's some tech geek. I don't think he's cool enough to be on the debate team. We're the cool kids.
I like Mac.
My name is
No,
Mac.
Mac's not
How
cool
many
enough to be on
times
the
do I have to
team.
tell you?
Like the computer?
Remember when I came over your house and fixed your computer for like 3 hours?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Anyways, so how does like a turn or a round go?
Okay, so what happens is that everyone gets a chance to be be responsible for a scene.
Sure.
Right? So it's like you're GMing the scene. You get to set it, you get to decide what's going on,
Sure.
and then kind of figure out who's playing who. Do we need extra NPCs? Do we need people to come in and do other characters? And so I could start one.
Okay.
Okay.
As an example, and I'm going to say, well, it's just outside the debate team, right?
Okay.
Right.
And the wine and cheese has been put away.
Right.
All right.
Because it's the debate team. And I'm there. We're all three of us are there.
You guys are like out in the hall, and maybe I'm walking by.
Right,
I'm returning Vera's laptop that I fixed.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that gets you there.
Okay.
So maybe Vera's talking to me about the fact that Miss Evans is missing.
Yeah. And
Right,
I really
and
need
that's
my
how-
recommendation letter.
Well, that's fine. Yeah. And so now again, there's depending on how you want to play it, right? Because I know people who are really into theatrical stuff.
Sure.
I'm into theatrical stuff. But there are people who are aren't. So you can just kind of
Okay.
describe it, or you could be like, Vera, go ahead and you can start talking to Andrew about everything that's going wrong.
You know what? I saw that Mr. Smith guy, and I think he's hiding something. He's always disappearing off with Miss Evans, and I know Goody Two Shoes over here. I think he's like teacher's pet, Mr. Smith's favorite student or something. So why don't I talk to that loser geek nerd and figure out what's up?
His name's Mac, but that's okay.
Or what?
Hey, Mac, how's it
Vera.
going?
I got your laptop fixed.
Oh.
I worked on it all night.
Thanks.
It was really simple. There was just something wrong with the BIOS, and it was a little quick switch, and it's good, and you're good. It totally
Yeah, okay,
boot up
Mac,
fine.
Mac.
So
Too much talk. Too bring it down.
bring it down. Don't talk. Talk less.
Yeah, less.
Okay.
Less is good.
All right.
So anyway, hey, do you know anything about Mr. Smith, right? Because we see him and Miss Evans going out all the time.
Right.
So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to actually go to make a move.
Okay,
Alright.
go ahead.
So the move I'm going to make is because you said that, Mac knows Mr. Smith,
Yeah.
Right.
right? So
I
I'm going
know
to
him.
actually use Gumshoe. I'm going to look for information.
Oh. All right.
All right. Now, so what's going to happen is I roll plus body.
Mhm.
Okay.
So so what it is, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, and it doesn't necessarily be forceful, but it's one of those things where, where Andrew kind of puts his hand around. No, in that friendly way, not in that headlock way, right?
All right,
That's
all right.
Hey,
Got you.
Right,
Hey,
here's
buddy. All right. Got
Mr.
it.
Smith. So I'm gonna roll 2d6. I don't have my dice with me right now, so I'm gonna use an online
Oh,
roller.
or we could roll them.
We can roll for you.
We're gonna roll. We
Right,
got
roll
these huge
2d6.
dice.
Okay, and we're gonna add 1 because that's.
So
All right.
we have a 6 and a 1. So you got a 7.
All right.
No.
So I get.
Well, with +1, so 8.
Oh, 8. Right.
Right. So I have 8. So what that means is that I can, bank a clue, ask a question, or both, and take a cliffhanger. So that's what I'm gonna do because that's more fun.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna get a clue. So what should that clue be? What does Mac know about Mr. Smith?
What does Mac know about Mr. Smith?
Maybe
Now,
his
the
after-school
idea, too,
schedule.
He-
knows about clues is that clues are kind of abstract. Until we can apply it
Right.
to someone, it's just like a fact,
Right.
right? So what would you know?
Well, she took away my notes. I might know that Mr. Smith's been spending a lot of time with a lot of the cheerleading team. at the school.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So the clue is scene with cheerleaders.
Even though like he teaches what, Spanish and French, and is not an advisor or anything like that, and yet
Yeah. So
you know?
so the clue, scene with with the cheerleaders, right? So it's
All
like that's suspicious. It's a clue. Now, what does that mean? We don't know until someone puts it all together.
Right.
Right. So I have this clue, right?
Okay.
And we all kind of have the clue because
Sure.
scene with cheerleaders. And the question I'm going to ask is, right? Who should I talk to next?
Okay.
So if you want to know about what's going on, who should I talk to? Well, clearly, I should talk to the cheerleaders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Angela's the head of the cheerleader club, cheerleading.
Wait,
so.
isn't that also Miss Evans' daughter?
Whoa.
Okay,
I didn't
well that's
know that.
something. That could be another clue though, so we want to save that for when we actually talk to her.
Okay.
So we can bring that up later, because right now it's just kind of a thing. It's just
we don't
just a trail.
understand what's going on. Yeah.
So we just probably want to collect more clues first.
Yeah,
Right,
but
exactly.
we should probably talk to, Angela, and Vera knows Angela super well.
Yeah, but doesn't mean I like her. I'm in high school.
So now here's the other thing, because
How
I get
can you not
both.
like her? You
I
should
get
like
listening.
everybody.
No, everybody likes me. It's the other way around.
It's true. Everyone does. Everyone loves Vera.
Sorry to interrupt. We have to kind of wrap up here. I'm actually really getting into this now that we've all set this up. I would definitely love to see you back here when you've launched your Kickstarter, and we should just keep in contact.
Yeah.
Play this game. This is a lot of fun. J'accuse is also
Yes.
coming out very soon. What, in August, right?
August, yes.
Can you give us the elevator pitch on that one? Like the.
Sure, absolutely. It's clue in reverse. It's not a whodunit. You all did it. You all killed the old man, and everyone's fine with that. No one liked him anyway. But you don't want to be the one who gets pinned for the murder.
Aha.
So you're busy trying to influence other people and make sure that someone else gets blamed. So yeah, it's very much a case of one loser and a lot of winners.
You seem to really like to mess around with
No, and like social dynamics and stuff. That sounds like a lot of fun. We definitely should play your games on this channel. And thank you for taking the time to visit us at Rabbit Stew and Hyper RPG. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm gonna be on Grab Bag in 13 minutes. So
Good luck
see
with
you
that.
soon.
Watch Grab Bag with Malika. It's gonna be awesome. Bye.
Bye.